They're telling us that the flames were shooting 400 feet out of the main and another 100 feet in the air. And if you heard the roar, it was like a gas jet engine.
Some of you felt it, the roar of natural gas as it ignited the night sky in West Michigan. The pipe burst near Plainwell. The good news, no one was hurt and there was no serious damage.
Now, live, you're watching Channel 3, where news comes first. This is News 3 at 11.
Hello, West Michigan, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Diane Daniels. A roar in the night sky. It's our top story tonight. The explosion of a natural gas pipeline near an electric power substation in West Michigan. Your lights may have blinked, or you may have heard it at about 7:30. That's when the pipeline exploded near a power station in the 600 block of Riverview in Plainwell. News 3's Gordon Boyd is near the site of the blast now with the latest, and he joins us live. Gordon?
Diane, we are on 8th Street, the 200 block, which is just south of M89. The situation pretty well clear now. It's amazing how fast something turns from terror into spectacle. Once everybody picked themselves up and dusted themselves off who were nearby, who felt it, the first gut reaction was to grab the video camera and to start taking pictures of it. We're going to show you some pictures now that some of our viewers shot of the fire right after it occurred. Lots of flame, in some cases rising above the tops of the electrical transformer towers. Folks coming from miles around, from all over Plainwell, folks say they could see it as far as Saugatuck, all coming out to see the spectacle literally developing out Katie Simmons' back door.
The whole house just shook and like everything rattled, and I got really scared, and then I stood up and we saw the explosion and it was really bright.
My lights flickered on it in my house, and my sister called and she's like, "Bree, get up, there's a fire." So I came in my car and my math teacher gave me some film, and
it's cool now that I know it's safe, but when it happened it was really scary, and we were thinking about just like leaving our house because we didn't know if we were supposed to evacuate or what.
Well, they didn't have to evacuate. They didn't have anybody hurt. In fact, the biggest concern as this began to develop was people coming toward it instead of trying to go away from it. The police and firefighters had a lot of concerns about rubberneckers, people pulling over by the side of the road, wanting to get a good look at this, wishing that they would just go home. There were several cars that got stuck. That caused some problems. But overall, at least from this perspective, this far back, the bigger concern was the people watching it as opposed to the actual danger itself. Things, though, around here seem to be pretty well cleared out. We're live in Plainwell. Back to you.
All right, Gordon Boyd, thank you for that live report. Well, at one point tonight, a shelter was set up at St. Margaret's School in Otsego. Red Cross officials were making that site available to anyone without power. However, Consumers Energy is reporting no significant power outage as a result of this incredible blast, so that site has since closed up. Now, these incredible aerial views of the explosion were shot by Tom Connor of Great Falls, Montana. Now, Connor was flying out of the Plainwell airport, and he shot these still pictures just moments after the blast occurred. And if you look closely, you can see the high voltage power line actually on fire. Now, Bill Bassett of Consumers Energy says that the only extended power outages came to 2 industrial customers, and they should be back online by now. Apparently, no homes without power. News 3's George Kitayama joins us now live from our Kalamazoo newsroom with more on the explosion. George?
Diane, we were just a couple hundred yards away from the ruptured gas main. I mean, take a look at this. Flames shooting a couple hundred feet high and 400 feet wide. We were so close. The flames were so blinding. It sounded like a loud, roaring jet taking off. Now, firefighters confirm it was a natural gas explosion to a Consumers Energy main line. The flames have burned through some electric transmission lines above the main gas line. Firefighters say a Consumers Energy power substation right next to the gas line is not in danger. They have shut the gas line down, but they are urging people to stay out of the area as a precaution. We're happy to report no injuries. One person who lives down the street from the gas line says he's never seen anything like this before.
We were feeding animals down at the farm, and we were coming out of the barn and seen them. It was like lightning, and then it was orange, the sky.
It's amazing. It's awesome. It's awesome. I don't want to be any closer than I am.
Now, The firefighters don't know how this happened, but they do say they're glad no homes or other structures were right next to the gas line. A firefighter told us he heard through dispatch that homes in Plainwell, Otsego, and Allegan were reporting electricity problems just shortly after the explosion. We had many phone calls into the station after it happened at about 7:30 tonight. Diane, one caller said it's as if the flames are dancing and the night sky is its floor. Diane.
Certainly a poignant description. Unfortunately, it did not turn out to be any more dangerous than it was. Thanks, George Kitayama, for that live report.